And they called off the circus, bring the disco down. When they sent home the horses, oh god, I fell. When they sent home the horses and the rodeo clowns, I'm still on that trapeze. I'm still trying everything to get you laughing at me. And I'm still a believer, but I don't know why. I've never been a natural. All I do is try. I'm still on that tightrope. I'm still trying everything to get you looking at me. To get you looking at me. Yeah, I said it. Hey, what is up, you guys? I'm feeling really good tonight. I feel like I haven't been in here in forever. I don't know why, but that's just how I'm feeling. We got a really fun episode planned tonight. All the things we're going to be talking about are nothing I came up with. It's actually you guys. This episode, we are doing questions that you guys ask me, that you want to know about me, or some of them are advice, I think. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, that's kind of what we're doing tonight. I had an entire episode planned. I came up with all the ideas, like I had done everything like I usually do, and then I remembered that I had you guys ask me questions, and I did not deliver on my promise to answer them. So that's what we're doing in this episode. So are we recording? We are. We literally are. And I'm looking really forward to it. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited. Welcome back to the Buzz with Beth. I am your host, Bethany Haven. I know you guys miss me so much. I know you guys actually miss me so much. And I know I am really the sole reason for your happiness. I know I'm what keep you guys going. I know I am. And, that is a lot of pressure, but, that it's okay. If I have to be your God, then I will. I am actually so gassy. There, I said it. And I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm not afraid to admit that. I'm not afraid to admit that I had Mexican food, and it has definitely ruined me. It really has. I am not feeling good at all, I don't think. But yeah. Ugh. I do have to say this. It is actually so hot in here. Now that it's like summer, I'm dying. I'm going to need to figure something out because it is unbearable. Yay! I'm so happy! Let's get started, shall we? Okay. I just want to say this. Oh, I hit the mic. Everyone stop. This bowl, my grandma gave it to me. Or my mom stole it from my grandma for me. She didn't steal it. She said I could have it. She said my mom could have it. My mom gave it to me. I'm airing out too many details. We're going to have to move on. So let's go in there. There's a lot of questions. I don't know if we'll get through them all, but I'm going to try. So let's go. Okay. Is it stupid to move to a city purely because you like the vibes there more? No. No, it's not. I don't think it is. I mean, if you think you're going to be happier somewhere, I say go. Why not? I mean, what, do you have something to lose? I don't think so. I mean, one of the reasons I went to the college I went to was because I like the vibes there more. It's like fall year round there. So I was like, let's go, man. And I went there. I could have went to really any college that didn't take ACT scores. I have a really bad ACT score, but my grades, stellar. I graduated with a 4.0 or a 4.2.0 actually. So it was great, but I chose to go to the college I went to because I liked the way it looked and they had a good program for me. So I was like, let's do it. I think if you want to move somewhere, do it. You only live once, supposedly. And if you want to move somewhere, do it. I mean, people move to New York all the time just because it's New York and it's vibey. Do it. I mean, I don't see a problem with it. I mean, if you're asking, you want to do it. So just do it. I mean, that's what I think at least. Next question. What is your college major? My college major, I missed. I'm trying to grab it. Okay. I'm not going to tell you what college I go to because I already got doxxed there, so I'm going to keep it hush-hush. But in college, I'm a broadcasting and electronic media major with a minor in business. I know, it's like a mouthful, and I'm really cool. I'm actually the coolest person you know, I'm sure. Basically, I mean, when people ask me about it, I just say it's like bootleg film school. Honestly, I feel like that's what it is. It's basically film school for way cheaper and with a different name. And you learn a little bit of journalism. It's like film school mixed with journalism. That's the best way to put it. It's fun. I really enjoy it. But yeah, it's cool. It's like actually low key cool. Um, my mom asked that question. I remember seeing her name. Guys, I don't feel good at all. Next question. Favorite lipstick. My sister asked that one. I remember. I have a lot of favorite lipsticks. Maybe we're going to get through these. Oh my god. I hope this is not a boring episode or I'll cry. I really will. My favorite lipstick. I have a lot of favorite lipsticks, and lipstick is my favorite part of makeup. Do I have the lipstick I'm wearing right now on me? I do. Okay. The one I'm wearing right now is by Makeup Forever. It's called Shine On in shade 182. I just got it today. So I like that one. I am a fan of Black Honey. I think everyone is. It's like the universal shade. That's how they describe it. And I got one from Clinique like a month ago. It's called Latte Pop, okay? Latte Pop. It is like such a good lipstick. It looks so flattering on me, and I really, really, really like the one size lip liners. Those are really good lip liners. I want to try more of their makeup because honestly, their makeup is pretty good priced, I think, for like good makeup. And I really want to try more of their stuff. I know Trixie Mattel uses one size a lot, and I love Trixie Mattel. Trixie Mattel, please be my friend. Please, Trixie. I love you so much. And I think we could get along great. I think we could get along great. Trixie, I think you would love me, okay? I think you would. And I just think you need to give me a chance. You know what annoys me? I see this all the time, and if I ever do it, I'm gonna cry. I see this all the time. People will be on like a podcast, and the microphone is like covering their face like this. Like they'll have a huge microphone, and it's like this the whole time. And I'm like, if you're gonna film the podcast, I better be able to see your face. I don't know why that annoys me so much. I think when you start doing a podcast, you notice things about other podcasts and you're like, I would do things differently. And I'm sure people say the same thing about mine. I know I should be doing things differently. Like maybe I need like a better mic. I don't know. I get worried about that sometimes because I'm like, do I really need a better mic? Is the audio that bad? I don't think the audio is really bad at all. But I'm like, what about you guys? Because it's different when you guys are listening to it. Whereas I'm like doing it, you know? I don't know. I get paranoid about that sometimes. But I don't know. I don't know. Let me know, but don't actually. What are you most proud of? Honestly, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I have a lot of things I'm really proud of. Probably the podcast. That's probably at the top. This is like my dream, so I'm doing it and it's going pretty well. So probably the podcast is what I'm most proud of, but I've done a lot of things. Like for example, I just said a second ago, when I graduated high school, I had a GPA of 4.2. My goal for so long was to graduate high school with all A's. So every year of high school, I got all A's. And I did it. So that was cool. And then honestly, after I got out of high school, I started achieving like my real goals. So I got published. I got my poetry published. I submitted my poetry into a competition and I won and it got published. That was like the thing. I won. Also some money. Not a lot, but some money. I got published. I'm really proud of that. I should read my poem on here one time. And then I had some of my photography. I had one photo shown in a photo gallery. So that was really cool. That was really, really cool. And then it happened in that order. I got published. Then I had my photography shown in an exhibit. And then I started the podcast. Oh, also, before I started the podcast, I read some of my poetry at a open mic, and I was the youngest one there, and I had like one of the best poems that night. So that was really cool. I've done a lot of things. I've done a lot of things I'm proud of, I think. Or maybe that's it. I don't know. I guess the podcast really is the thing I'm most proud of because it was so hard to do, like, to get it going, and I had, like, so many obstacles. So probably that, because now it's, like, up off the ground a little bit more, and I have a more of a fan base. I just hit 400 subscribers, by the way. Thank you. And today I just hit 5,000 followers on Instagram. Crazy stuff. So yeah, I have a lot I'm proud of. I have a lot of goals too that I do plan on achieving. Another thing I'm proud of. I made Dean's List and President's List. I know I said that last episode, but it is official. I have made it. So I am proud of that because I think college is really, really difficult, and I got a 4.0 GPA both semesters I've been there so far. So if I get it again, I get some kind of award. So we'll see. Hopefully I do. My goal is to get it like President's List every semester. I know that's like tough. So if I fail, it's okay. But that's my goal. I really want to. What next? Is starting a podcast and being an influencer something you plan on doing for life? Am I an influencer? Oh my god. Am I? Oh my god. I gotta pop my arm. I can't do it. I'm gonna hyperextend my arm. I would say I'm in the podcast for the long haul. I don't know if I'm gonna do it forever, but I'm gonna do it as long as it's fun. And I assume that's gonna be for a while. I can see myself 10 years from now still doing it. So I guess you could say yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I want to do with my life. Like, I have a lot of dreams. And if I'm not doing the podcast, I'll still be out there and I'm still going to be doing stuff. Like, my plan is, like, you're still going to have content coming from me. It just might be in different forms. But I'll be out there for sure. But I am in the podcast for the long haul. And I guess being a podcaster is like the same thing as being an influencer in a way. So, I mean, I guess. I don't know. I want to give you a concrete answer, but I just don't know. There really is like so much I want to do with my life. One reason why I'm getting my education, and I feel like the podcast would still fit into that with all I want to do. Like, I want to have my own production company one day. I want to write my own shows, write movies. Like, I want to do the whole thing, like, cuz I don't know. Because those are things that I would do with my degree, and this is not necessarily something I would do with my degree. Although I could, like, you don't need a degree to do this. Well, you don't need a degree to do anything that I want to do. But I would use my degree to do those things, like have a production company, write shows, movies, that whole thing, be a filmmaker. Whereas this, I started it before that. So I guess they're like two different parts of my life, but I don't see why this wouldn't fit in because this is like the thing I've wanted to do forever. I have a lot of dreams, and this was one of them, and so I'm doing it. And I don't see why I wouldn't. I'm going to do it until it's not fun anymore. But the whole thing is just me talking, so I don't see why that would stop being fun, but just count on that. When I stop having fun, then it won't be good anymore, so I'll stop. Have you been to the Eras Tour? And if so, how was your experience? I have been to the Eras Tour. I went June 30th in Cincinnati. It was one of the best nights of my life. It really was. I talked about this before that I went. But yeah, it was really fun. Like, actually, it was so fun. Funny story. I had money that was supposed to go towards my car. It was my money. It was going to go towards my vehicle that I was going to buy. Okay. So I was going to put some money in, and my parents were too. I spent my car money on the Eras Tour tickets. So I bought tickets for me, my sister, and my parents. And I have zero regrets, and it's still, it was the best night of my life. I have zero regrets. So, ayo. I still think about that all the time. I took my whole family. Hey! I took my whole family to the Eras Tour. That was fierce. That was fierce of me. I made dreams come true that day. I remember, you wanna know how I found out that I got them? I wasn't in the queue to get the Eras Tour tickets because I was at school. I was in my senior year of high school. And so I couldn't do it because I had school, but my sister was in college by that point, and so she had the time to do it. So she was in the queue, had my card on file, and I found out because I was sitting in math class. I got a notification on my phone from my bank account that said $1,000 had been taken out of my account. And that's how I found out I got the tickets. I was like, oh, my money's gone! Yes! I was so excited. I screamed in my math class. It was so fun. But Taylor Swift can really put on a show. She really can. I honestly believe, even if you're not really a big fan of her, if you go to the show, you'll have a good time. She is really a great performer. And it was an amazing time. I dressed up. I dressed up as me Taylor. So when in the Me music video, she had like that one dress. It was like black top and like the skirt part was like flowers and went. I dressed up as that, and my sister was Speak Now Taylor, and my parents they wore Taylor Swift shirts. So it was a good time. I enjoyed myself, and I really want to go again. I want to go to Indianapolis, but I just don't think we can afford it. Next question. What do you want for your birthday? If you guys don't know, my birthday is next month. Actually, by the time this episode comes out, it'll be this month. My birthday is June 29th, so it's coming up pretty fast. So what do I want? I don't know. Calico critters. I want calico critters. I want calico critters. That's what I want. And I want a pillow pet. I want another pillow pet so bad. What else? Maybe take me to dinner. I love food, if you couldn't tell. Take me to dinner. That would be great. I think we're doing that anyway for my birthday, so never mind. But yeah, I think I want calico critters and a pillow pet. For sure. Yeah, or take me to Peddler's Mall and let me go ham. I would love that. I don't expect much for my birthday. Okay. What is your love life like? Do you mean lack thereof? Guys, what is my love life like? Well, not good. I wouldn't say it's good at all. Let's just look at this for a second. I've never been in a relationship. I've never even gone on a date. Never been kissed. Never held hands with a dude. I have not done anything romantic with a dude. So how do you think my love life's going? I it's not going well. I'll tell you that much. I think it's funny that you asked. I think people think that I am doing great in the love life department, considering I have people asking me out all the time and doing all kinds of stuff. People are crazy online. But yeah, I don't date. I don't get around, you guys. Wish I did. I wish I did. But it's okay. Dude, oh my god, funny story. Funny to me, it's probably really depressing for you guys. When I first started college, I was like so depressed because I didn't have a boyfriend. Because I had thought, okay, once I get to college, it's finally gonna happen for me. And then it didn't. And I was like, oh my god, I'm going to die alone. I'm going to die alone. I guess I'm just one of those people who never find love, never get married, never find happiness. I guess I'm just one of those people who die alone, and I just have to accept that because not everyone gets married, not everyone finds love. I guess I'm just one of those people. And I was like, I said that was going to be a funny story. That is the most depressing thing that has ever left my mouth. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But to answer your question, how is my love life? Not good at all. But thank you for asking. I know you think I probably have some juicy stuff to talk about, but I don't. Sorry. Next question. Have you decided on a fan name? I have. I don't even know if I told you guys about it, but I have. I kind of landed on the honeybees, but for short, the bees. I know that's probably like a boring name. If you have any other suggestions, you can definitely let me know. I will not be taking them, but you can definitely let me know. But you guys are the bees now. And I guess we could call this the beehive. Or that's a Beyonce thing. I don't know. Why are you so pretty? I got so many people. The amount of people who asked me that question was actually insane. I used to think I was so ugly, and since I had that one viral video, I have never felt hotter in my life. I haven't. Like, ever since that video went viral, I have felt like the prettiest human on planet Earth. No one should ever go viral. That is a feeling that no human should experience because it's too much of a high and it shouldn't be possible. I truly believe that. But so many people ask me, "Why are you so pretty?" And I can honestly tell you, God felt bad. I believe that. So much stuff has gone awry in my life. He was like, "Okay, we at least got to make her pretty. At least." So he was like, boop, and made me hot. So, guys, I know I'm literally hot. I'm probably going to be your new stepmommy. Yeah. I'm your new stepmommy. Yeah. I honestly should not be allowed to have a microphone in front of my face. And I believe that, and I stand by that. Next question. Ooh. Did you see how I chucked that? Have you always wanted to start a podcast? No. I haven't. I talked about this a little bit before, like some episodes back, but I actually did not want to start a podcast. Like, a podcast came to mind, and I was like, I do not want to do that. I taught. How do I explain it in a way that doesn't give off too many details? I was offered to start a podcast, and I was like, I do not want to start a podcast. I do not want to do that. That is not what I want to do. And then they were like, but here's the paperwork to fill it out. And I was like, oh my God, since you are literally begging me to. And then I wrote the Buzz with Beth in like 5 minutes because it was an idea I had for like ever, but it was for something else. I wanted it to be a show, not a podcast, like a TV show. And they were like, here's the paperwork. And I was like, oh yay! And so I like filled it out. And yeah, that was kind of that. I did not want to have a podcast at all until I was given one, and then they took it from me. And I was like, oh my God, I have never been more miserable in my entire life. I thought that my life's work had been taken from me, like I had lost my child. And that's when I knew that I should really follow through with this, because if I was going to be crying in my bed because it got taken from me, maybe I should do it on my own. Maybe it's the thing I need to be doing. So that's how this was born. There's a whole lot more to it, but short answer, no. I did not always want to start a podcast. And it doesn't make much sense because I'm a big yapper. I love to talk. I can talk my way out of anything. I can lie like a dog. I can lie so good. It is honestly impressive. And I just talk all of the time. And I've talked about this before too. That was like all I did on my Instagram for years. I would just go on my Instagram story and I would talk. Like, no one asked me to. I just had stuff to say. And so I would just record myself, post it. And like the same 8 people would watch it and they all loved it. And I guess it makes sense now looking back why I have a podcast. I was like, wow, I really am meant to do this because I'm just a yapper. I'm a yapper till I die. I'm a yapper until God takes me away. But yeah, I didn't always want to start a podcast, but I'm really glad I did. I think now that I've done it, I'm like, this is definitely what I need to be doing. So yeah, things just work out that way. It's cray cray. Did you ever find a crush? I'm pretty sure that is in reference to a video I posted on Instagram where I was like, I need a crush. And which prompted hundreds of old men to comment and then go into my DM asking for my hand in marriage. So that was crazy. I had to turn off comments on that video. But no, I never found a crush because there's no one interesting around. There's literally no one interesting in my life. There's no one I'm like, oh, you are so hot. Every guy I had a crush on the past year in college has been such a dud. And looking back, I'm like, what did my wall is cracked. You know what else is cracked? These cheeks. What was I talking about? Oh, okay. Yeah, I never found a crush. Everyone in my life, like every guy could have ever been interested, ended up being a dud. Every guy in my life now, there's zero. But if there were, they'd be duds too. And I just don't have a crush on anybody unless they're a celebrity. In which case, hey, call me. Next question. How long does it take to film, edit, and upload the podcast all together? I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it takes a hot minute. I spend like a whole week planning out episodes, like coming up with ideas like what to talk about. And then the next week, I record. So I spend like a week coming up with things to talk about, and I keep them in my notes app. And then when I go to record, I have to like set everything up, get ready. I have to like get my makeup done, get everything set up. That takes about an hour, and then I'm actually recording for like an hour, and then I go up to my room and I edit the podcast. Usually I do like those things all in one night. And so the editing the podcast probably takes about 4 hours. And so that's already 6 hours. And then uploading it takes about 2 hours. So 8 hours. And then making like the thumbnail stuff takes about an hour. So altogether it takes about 9 to 10 hours to get everything done. I usually can get it done in like one night, and I like pull an all-nighter every time before it comes out. But sometimes I'll like spread it out and I'll do like everything. Usually like I'll get everything set up, record and edit all in one night, and then do like the uploading and like getting the thumbnail ready the next day. And so I spread it out that way. But yeah, it does take a while. Editing takes the longest because it's so grueling. It really is. I hate editing. I hate editing with a passion, okay? I told you this earlier. I'm like in bootleg film school, and so much of it is learning how to edit. And guys, I hate editing. I hate editing so much. I don't want to be an editor. I don't want to be an editor. Ew! Ew! I got lipstick all over this. I don't want to be an editor at all. Yet, I edit the podcast. Editing the podcast is not as bad as having to edit stuff for class, but I'm not going to sit here and act like I enjoy it. I really don't enjoy editing it. It's better because, I mean, at least I'm interested in what I'm saying, but I don't enjoy editing. I don't. I feel like Michael Jackson, he was like, I hate going on tour. It's too much. I hate going on tour. And then he's like, I love tour. You know that clip? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But yeah, it takes a while to do everything. And then I haven't got to this part. And after the video goes up, like after the episode's up, the entire next 2 weeks, I'm also like coming up with like clips to put up. So I have to like pull the clip from the episode, then edit it, and then post it everywhere. And that usually takes like an hour to do. And then but I have to do that like multiple times. And so, yeah, it can be a lot sometimes. But the only part I don't enjoy that much is the editing. Other than that, I'm having a pretty killer time. Anyway, and honestly, editing's not that bad. What are some of your hobbies? I have a lot of hobbies. I really do. I love to paint. I painted this. I painted the whole studio. I'm a pretty good painter. This honestly isn't even my best work, clearly. I'm pretty good at painting. Not like surrealism or anything. Okay, so what's happened to my finger? It's really itchy. But I like to paint little, like, cartoon type stuff. So I enjoy that. I also love diamond painting, where it's like you take these gemstones and you like stick them to something sticky. I enjoy that a lot. Probably my biggest hobby is writing. I love writing. Honestly, if we're talking chronologically here, I'm a writer before I'm even a podcaster. Um, I love writing, and what else? I love antiquing. Everything in the studio I got antiquing except for like a handful of things. Um, this wasn't from an antique store. That was from like a toy store somewhere, and the Calico Critters weren't. But most of the stuff I got antiquing. So yeah, I love all of that. I really love nostalgia. Nostalgia is a mind's trick. If I'd been there, I'd hate it. Yeah. What else? I do a lot of stuff. I love fashion. I love fashion. If I wasn't doing anything in like film and writing, I'd probably be doing something in fashion. Like I'd probably be a fashion designer or a stylist of some sort. I just love clothes. What else? I like to read. I have a hard time finding books that I actually like though. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff I love to do. I'm like low-key complex girl. I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Top 5 Taylor Swift songs. Dear God, I do not know. Okay, let's think here. Number 1 is definitely My Tears Ricochet. Definitely. Now That We Don't Talk, Mirror Ball, You're on Your Own Kid, and This Is Me Trying. Oh, I really rattled that off. My favorite album is definitely Folklore. It really is. That that album got me through some stuff. And I'm not afraid to admit it. That's some of her best work. There was life before Folklore and there's life after. It was that much of a shift. When she came out with Folklore, the world really changed. It really did. And I'll never forget sitting in my bathtub looking at the announcement on Instagram that she was coming out with Folklore, and I literally nearly slipped and died. God, I love Folklore. My stomach. I opened this episode with a song from Folklore. Have you ever got your heart broken? Dang, okay, that's a loaded question. Yeah, I have. I get my heart broken all of the time, but I'm sure you mean in the romantic sense. No. Other than like crushes, I guess. But honestly, when I like lose a crush or they do say I don't like, I'm not usually heartbroken. I'm just like, well, or like when I get rejected, I'm not really heartbroken. I'm just like, oh, that's a little embarrassing. That's a little embarrassing. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, not really in that sense. I've been heartbroken over family stuff, which I can't get into because why would I? But I've been heartbroken over family stuff. I've been heartbroken over like friendship. Don't I know about that? I've been heartbroken over friendship many a time. Can you hear my stomach growling? That is embarrassing. That's embarrassing, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's not. But yeah, I've been heartbroken a bunch. Mostly over friendships and stuff. But God, my stomach's growling so much. I was heartbroken when I got dropped from having my podcast. Like that was pretty bad. That was probably the worst heartbreak I've been through. It was short-lived though. But yeah, they dropped me they dropped me the moment after I stopped recording the first episode. So the original first episode of The Buzz with Beth is still out there floating, and I never even got to see it. So that sucked. But yeah, they dropped me and I was so hurt and upset and angry. That was pretty bad. And that made me cry. And I'm a very sensitive person over stupid stuff, but when it's like actually important stuff, I do not cry. That made me cry. And I was so mad. When I got back to my dorm, I was like, I'll do it myself. And then I did. So I guess it all worked out. So yeah, that was like the worst heartbreak I've ever been through, but it ended up being the best thing that had ever happened to me in my entire life. So, if you're heartbroken, it's probably a good thing. If you're heartbroken over something, that's just a door closing for another door to open. Unless someone like died. In that case, that's another kind of heartbreak. And I don't have any experience there. Sorry. What is your favorite song? Well, probably My Tears Ricochet. But let me think of something non-Taylor. I have like a very diverse music taste. I think Swifties get a bad rap. Like Taylor Swift's the only person they listen to. Not me. I listen to a lot of different kinds of music. She's just like my favorite. But there's a song called With or Without You by U2. I really like that song. Let's look actually. Woo. Okay. I'm looking at my playlist right now, my old one. So I have a lot of favorite songs. Like Heart of Glass by Blondie is probably one of my favorite songs of all time. That was the song I opened the first episode with, and that's why, because it's like my all-time favorite song. What else we got here? Want Want by Maggie. What? Maggie Rogers. But yeah, I have a lot of favorite songs. Um, but yeah, Heart of Glass probably is my favorite. It makes me want to boogie. I really like that one, but I really do. It's hard to pick just one. But My Tears Ricochet and Heart of Glass, they're probably like my favorites. Now let me fix my computer. And I'll get lost on purpose. This place made me feel worthless. Oh, I also love So High School. That one's really good. Makeup routine. Okay, I got asked this quite a few times. I think every time was by my sister. But I love makeup so much. That's another one of my hobbies, makeup. If you guys want to see my makeup routine, I'll definitely do that. Because I really want to do bonus content like this summer now that I'm off school. And if you guys want to see my makeup routine, I'll make a video doing my makeup. Why not? Honestly, why am I getting your all's opinion? I'll do it anyway. But if you guys want to see that, I'll definitely do it. I don't care. I love makeup. How did you get such a great sense of humor? Trauma. Literally. I don't know. I get asked that a lot. I don't know how I got such a good sense of humor. Thank you though. Thank you. I don't know. Growing up, I always I never thought I was pretty. I wasn't smart. I wasn't good at anything, but I could make people laugh. So I really leaned into that. I guess that's why. And I've had like a lot of horrible things happen to me. So if you can't laugh about it and make jokes about it, then it's just sad. So be funny, I guess. But thank you for thinking I'm funny. I mean, I guess I said a second ago I'm not smart. But I guess like you got to be smart to be really funny. So I guess I'm just smart and I'm really witty and I'm really quick with it. So I guess that's why. But I think also some people are just funny. And thank you for thinking I'm funny. Thank you for thinking I'm funny, babe. Thank you for thinking I'm funny. What has been the biggest challenge in making the podcast? Probably getting people to friggin' believe in me. Cause like I tried to do this multiple times in like different ways and the whole thing. Like I tried getting the Buzz with Beth as like a whole concept off the ground multiple times, and every time I've just got like freaking punched in the face, and no one believed in me. No one thought I could do it, and they didn't think I was good for it. So that was really difficult because people just didn't think I could do it. And I was like, but I can. So, ooh, honestly, it was just like, that was difficult because no one thought I could do it, so I didn't have the resources to do it until I had to be like, okay, well, shoot, I'll do it myself. And then I actually had to do it myself, and that was hard. So, luckily, like, my parents believed in me, and they like spent a lot of money that we did not have to make the studio, and help me buy some of the equipment. Um and so I could do it myself. So thank you to my parents. I love you guys. But yeah, that's probably it. Just like having people not believing in me, not having the resources, and then having to do literally all of it by myself. Like, truly, like, my dad built the structure of the studio, and my parents bought some of the equipment. And other than that, I have done everything by myself. Everything for the podcast has been done solely by me. And that's really difficult because sometimes I feel stretched very thin. And unfortunately, this is not my only thing I have going on. I have school, my family, and just all the crazy parts of my life. So sometimes I feel stretched very thin. So that's hard. But I think when you're following your dream, that's just one of the sacrifices that you have to do. And I think for doing it completely by myself, I'm doing pretty good, I think. But that's probably the biggest thing, the biggest challenge. It just being me. Like, I only have myself to rely on. It's a good thing and a bad thing. I only have me to rely on, so I don't have to listen to other people like telling me what to do, and I don't have to consult them on things to talk about and that whole thing. But also, it is only me, and I have to do literally everything. But that's okay. I think when you're doing what you love, it's a lot better. Kiss, marry, take to dinner. Luke Newton, Tom Holland, Ross Lynch. It was Kiss, Marry, Kill. Well, it was actually F, Marry, Kill, but I felt bad, so I changed it to Kiss, Marry, Take to Dinner. This is really hard. I saw this question, and I've been thinking about it for days. So we have Luke Newton, Tom Holland, Ross Lynch. I'm going to be real with you. I love Ross Lynch. I really do. But what are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about? I feel like I'm so far removed. Well, I'm so far removed from literally all of them, but I feel like I'm most removed from Ross Lynch. What would we talk about, truly? I feel like he probably wouldn't like what I got going on as much as the others. So, I would kiss him. I would kiss him. Now, Luke Newton. I love Luke Newton deep in my bones. I would take him to dinner, and here's why. I would take him to dinner so I could really get to know him. I want to really get to know him, know all about him, his likes, his dislikes, what he likes to do. I want to know him. So I would take him to dinner, and then that could escalate, okay? That could escalate, and we could turn into something more than just friends at dinner. And Tom Holland I would marry because I feel like that would honestly almost be sacrilege to my 14-year-old self. I have been in love with Tom Holland since I was 14, and he's my bae. Oh, I want to shoot myself. That was so cringy. But I love Tom Holland. I would have to marry him. I feel like that's the right thing to do, and take Zendaya out of it, like as if they're not together. Okay, I would have to marry him. However, since she is, they're in a relationship, I want them to be together. You know what I mean? Like, I want them together more than I want to be with him. It is frightening how delusional I am. It really is. Like, I need to be sent away. Like, I need to be institutionalized, and that's not a joke. Sometimes I feel so out of reach from reality. Childhood fictional crushes. Honestly, I'm gonna be real. I feel like I'm kind of a late bloomer on that. I feel like as a kid watching shows, I wasn't really in love with it. I'm lying. I'm literally lying to your face right now. When I was probably like 3 or 4, I was watching Cinderella with my sister, and I remember bawling my eyes out. I was wailing to my mom because the prince chose Cinderella and not me. Like, that was the first time I was ever heartbroken. Like, I felt like betrayed. Like, how could he do this to me? Like, we've been together for years. Like, this is the love of my life, and he's with Cinderella all of a sudden. Screw him. I was so distraught. And then I never had another like fictional crush again until I was 10 and I started watching Grey's Anatomy, and guys, I was down bad for Alex Karev. Like, down bad. Now I'm down bad crying at the gym. Everything comes. I was going to sleep every night praying to God I could have I could have a dream about him. Like, I wanted to dream with him there because that was better than my reality where he wasn't there. It was like that total scene from Bridgerton where it's like preferring sleep because that is where I might find you. You know, it was that thing. Yeah, I loved Alex Karev. Then, oh my god, did I just get a paper cut? I think God is against me, and I do believe that to my core. I had a crush on, no, I can't say it. I'm too embarrassed. I gotta move on. Dream travel, a dream place to settle down and live. I don't know. I can tell you where I don't want to live. LA. I do not want to live in LA, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to. I'm pretty sure that's where I'll end up because I'm a podcaster and I'm also like in bootleg film school. So it really feels like that's where I'm going to be. So I'll have to deal with that. I always really wanted to have like my own place in like Rhode Island, Connecticut, like on the Upper East Coast. I think that would be super cool. Or like Maine. Yeah. Like, you know how Taylor Swift has that one house in like Rhode Island? I want a place like that. Which of course she's rich as balls. But you know, I could get there, you never know. So that's what I would want to do. Cuz honestly, I really don't want to live in LA because it's just I don't know. I don't think I would enjoy myself there. I feel like LA is a place where you have friends, and I just don't have friends. And who wants to be friends with me? So what business do I have in LA? Whereas if you're like in Rhode Island, you're like old money, no friend. You don't really need friends because you're rich. That's the life I want. Oh, well, I guess they have dinner parties and stuff if they're really fancy. But like, I don't need to do that. I just need a house. I need a pretty house, and that's really all I need. It's literally just me. I don't even plan on having pets because I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm allergic to dogs and cats. So that's always really fun. But yeah, that's kind of what I want. That's what I want to do. Or I guess I could live in Indianapolis. I wouldn't mind that. I really don't want to go down south. I already am in the south and I don't enjoy it, so I don't want that. Um But yeah, I guess that's it. Dream travel. I want to go to Europe. I do want to visit LA. I just don't want to live there. I want to visit New York. I want to go to all kinds of places. Um, the Bahamas, Fiji. I want to visit Australia, but honestly, the snake thing and the spider thing, I don't know if I can do it, y'all. I just don't think I could. Um, yeah, I want to go to Europe. I want to go all over Europe. I want to like the UK. I want to go to the UK. Because the honestly, the architecture up like in Europe is so beautiful. I want to go there. I think I'm gonna look back at this episode and hate my makeup. Favorite and least favorite movie or show? That's a good question. My favorite movie of all time is Pretty in Pink. That movie, goes so hard. I love that movie, and I will die on this hill. Ducky deserved better. And if you want to disagree with me, if you want to fight me about it, fine. Roll up your sleeves. Let's fight. I'm totally down to fight. I'll win. I'll win. I also love Dirty Dancing. My least favorite movie? I don't know if I have a least favorite movie. I'm sure I do, I just can't think of it. There's shows I don't really care for. I didn't care for Euphoria. Oh my god, my stomach. I didn't care for Euphoria. Nothing against like the actual storyline. Like this is totally a personal thing. I usually don't get interested in shows that are purely drama. Um I mean, there's been times like Bridgerton, for example, I can get behind, but I didn't care for it. I think it's just it was a little too much drama for me, but I get why people like it, cuz people love drama. But I'm not someone who's really into drama. And you can honestly see that cuz I actually made it a point when starting the podcast to talk about pop culture. It's literally in the bio of what the podcast is about. I rarely ever talk about pop culture cuz I'm just not big into drama. But drama loves me. I swear I don't love the drama. It loves me. It literally does though, because my life is so crazy and bad things happen to me all the time. But yeah, I really don't like drama shows that much. And based on principle alone, I'm never gonna watch Game of Thrones, or The Walking Dead. So there's that. Trying to think of other shows. I don't know. There's not much I'm like, ew, I hate. There's nothing I like hate. Here's a movie I probably would hate if I watched it. Human Centipede. Yeah. Human Centipede? I've talked about that on here before multiple times. But like I will never get over how crazy Human Centipede is. Hey, editing Beth here, and I just had to cut myself off on that topic because I got too riled up. But like I don't understand. Like I do not understand. Like who thought of that? Actually, who thought of that? And I've seen like an actual centipede. It doesn't resemble what they got going on over there. Like, who thought of that? What camera do you use? My iPhone 13 Max or whatever it's called. That I use that. I want an actual camera. I just can't. And then you're gonna laugh. Afford it. I cannot afford it. So we've been rocking with my phone. Yeah. And I get insecure about it sometimes because I'm like, is the quality bad? Be honest. But don't lie to me. But I don't have any other options. Cause here's the thing, here's the real tea. If I knew the camera I wanted, I would just start saving up for it and I would buy it. But I don't know the kind of camera I would need to record the podcast because I don't know where to go to look at cameras and try out cameras and then see what the quality would be like for the podcast. Because at Best Buy, they don't have like anything. And I'm not just going to order one online without seeing what the quality is going to be like on like YouTube. Like I'm not going to do that. Cuz chances are with my luck it would suck balls. So I just don't know what to do. And this is like one of those things where it's like comes back to me like having to do this completely alone. Like I don't have any friends who are in podcasting. I don't know anybody. And the people that I listen to, I can't just like ask them. I've tried to like ask what cameras they use because their quality looks good, but it's not like they respond and I just don't know who to ask. And so that's like a whole thing. And I've done like all kinds of research on it, but then I find a camera. I'm like, well, that doesn't look too bad. And it comes back to the issue of I'm not just going to order it without having tried it first. And there's nowhere I can go to try it. And so it's like a whole thing. So if you guys have any advice on that, let a girl know. Meet and greet soon. No. I do not have the fan base for that. And two, that's like a safety thing. I'm not signed with any like talent agency. I would not do a meet and greet until I was with management because that would be something they handled, which by the way, I do want to get management soon to help with me doing this alone. But I'm not yet, and I don't have the fan base to do a meet and greet right now, nor do I have the fan base to get management. But I would love to do a meet and greet one day. I really would. And then but it also comes into the thing like I don't want people to know where I'm from. So I would have to leave the state to do that. Yeah. But I would love to meet you guys. I've met some of you guys. So, like, some of you guys have found me in person. And I love to talk to you guys. And I love you guys so much. If you ever see me out in public, don't be afraid to, like, say something. Because I don't care. I love when you guys come up to me and, like, oh my God, I love your podcast. Because it makes me look really cool in front of my family. But yeah, no meet and greet soon. But I understand why you would want to see me. Because, I mean, look at this. I'm actually so hot and hilarious, and I'm so beautiful, smart, talented, amazing, like all the good things in life I kind of got going on here, so I understand why you would want to see me. But not anytime soon. If it ever comes up, I will let you guys know. What is your favorite memory? You know what it is? There was one night, I was like probably in middle school or early high school. My sister, my mom, and me, we all stayed up until like 4 a.m. just watching TV. And we stayed up till specifically until 4 a.m. so we could leave the house and go around town to all of the donut shops in town to see who had the best donuts. And so we went to literally every donut shop in my hometown. Hold on. Bless me. We went to like every donut shop to try like who had the best donuts. And it was just really fun. It was just a fun memory because it was so random and out of nowhere. But yeah, that was just a memory with my mom that I'll just never forget. I love my mom so much. That's my girl. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorites. And like the Taylor Swift concerts, those are all obviously like amazing memories. Recording the first episode of the podcast was a good one. I was like, the first episode of the podcast, not the original first episode when I got dropped. I mean the one where I was like on my own. That's like on YouTube. That was fun. Like for a first episode, I feel like that was pretty good. Honestly, like I feel like I kind of ate that up. I do. I believe that. I literally believe that. But yeah. Why are you so pretty? Didn't I already answer that? I told multiple people asked about that. So yeah, I guess I wrote it down twice. Oopsie. I'm so pretty because I'm God's favorite. What are your favorite podcasts? I have a few. One of them was Good Children, which I was low-key on their podcast. Yeah, I was on their podcast. Yeah. They answered my voicemail on there in the guidance office. That's like my all-time favorite podcast. I also love Brooke and Connor Make a Podcast. I feel like that's like a fun name for a podcast because I am obsessed with what people name like shows, podcasts, like that whole thing, and movies. For some reason, I love titles. I don't know, and that one's a good one. I love anything Brittany Broski does. Who else? Who else do I listen to? I love my podcast. Garrett Watts and Andrew Sawicki had a podcast called Sweet Boys. It was very short lived, but it was good while it lasted. I liked it. I don't know. For someone who makes podcasts, I don't listen to many, but the ones I do listen to, I'm hardcore fans of. So yeah, but I guess my favorite podcast is probably a little one called The Buzz with Beth. Have you heard of it? It's pretty good. And the girl who hosts it is like so hot. And I guess that was the last question. So I guess that wraps up the episode of The Buzz with Beth. So I hope you enjoyed. I'm your host, Bethany Haven, and I am probably gonna go have diarrhea. I'm feeling really sick to my stomach. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I love you so much.